afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast. Me, your host, ImperialDane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to 1 vs 1 on Nexus. In the east, it is Iroha, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. The 3rd Armored Division here with Heavy Cavalry, Infantry Company, and recon support with Triple Infantry. Versus in the west, it is the ImperialDane himself, fighting for the Oberkommandist, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here with the Panzerdivision with Feuersturm Doctrine. We got Flammenhetzers, assault packages, incendiary munitions, blitz trucks, and the rocket barrage. A cool bang start here for me. I'm going to get more territory on there. Again, Mr. Sturm Post right from the northern field point. We got a double start here for Iroha, with more Sturm Pioneers on the way from me. Been experimenting a lot with a double Sturm Pioneer build with a Kuhwagen mixed and then double full grenadiers before taking up. Sturm Pioneer for the point here, and the Kuhwagen basically securing all the sort of interceding points. Reasons I grabbed the northern point here. Tank trap up, then moving southwards for the missions there, rifling southwards. Broad approach there by Iroha, again I'm more focused. Second Sturm Pioneer squad joining in soon. Our plan will be to have the 2 Sturm Pioneer squads join together to form a larger Sturm Pioneer platoon, and that would begin overwhelming allied units caught off guard. Also, big thanks to Eindorf and to Bomb and Chernobyl for donating and supporting the mighty Propagandacast with their hard-earned money. So big thanks to you. You're part of what allows me to keep this doing, along with all my mighty and handsome patron supporters. And you too can support the Propagandacast via Patreon or PayPal. Links in the description. Or of course, you can always just like, subscribe, and press that bell button. Also share, of course. Alright, Kuhwagen heading southwards now. Sturm Pioneers in here. Others grabbing up there. And again, we'll be seeing them link up soon enough. Volksker's following up there for me. 3rd route on the way there for Iroha, heading through the south there, going for the fuel there. Very standard stuff. Viesland's here. Ground the northern point here. Kuhwagen seizing the point here in the west with its little Kubel wheels. Just got the northern point here. Ground the point up here, the northern cut-off. Volksker's squad out there will be heading southwards to link up with the Kubelwagen, forming up its own small tactical formation, or something about in the north. Rifling about in the south here, so far very focused approach there by Iroha, and there you go, Leeson's been caught by the Sturm Pioneer. That's also doing some light damage there, go quick retreat there from the Americans. Rifle squad moving up. Almost got the northern cut-off point. Heading south over the Kuhwagen and the Volksgrenadiers that want to arrive or begin being changed soon. They go double Sturm to get here the Riflemen. Key here is with double Sturm Pioneers to work them together so they can quickly overwhelm any units. Since on their own they can quickly be overwhelmed, but together they can quickly focus on a lot of units and just kill them, meaning they have a usual better chance of actually surviving any engagements with the other 2 infantry squads. Plus, I mean, usually the typical counter tactic versus Sturm Pioneers is to just hit them with more infantry, so by having 2 together you can sort of slightly counter that, and most people tend not to expect double Sturm Pioneers anyways. Right off from Munich, moving northwards here. Volksker's Kuhwagen joining up here. 3rd squad almost done. Track up there. We'll be going for the comfortable headquarters. We got the platoon command post being activated there for Iroha. Or command post. Quick fun about the Sturm Pioneers here. One on low health, but also just the engagement here is not quite good. Also, more riflemen around there, and I pretty much just sense that, so just begin falling back. You're hoping to make bait them in, but yeah, just decide that's not worth it. Volksker's Kuhwagen moving southwards here, heading for the southern fuel. Try on the way, that's going to be the comfortable headquarters as mentioned. We got the lieutenant out there for Iroha. Rifling up there, Volksker's backing up. PR the squad moving in. Iroha moving towards the centre there, might try and flank up behind the main force. The Riflemen being focused down with the Kuhwagen, and the Volksker's is taking a bit of heavy damage, down to half health already. Nasty and sharp early engagement here, down to just 3 men, already less than half health here. Popping incendiary grenades, and has already got the truck out, which of course signals it to Iroha. Rifles going down from the north here, of course we need to deal with that. Sturm Pioneers being forced, we'll try to go into support here in the south. Big engagement here already. And there you go, gonna pop another Brandhand Grenade here, get the advancing Americans. There you go, right into midst, in this case for a bit too far. I'll wait focus down the one with less health first. Folks want to retreat, almost getting wiped there. Then quickly switching focus there to the other squad. Heavy damage being inflicted there. Kuhwagen 2 kills, closing in eventually 2 already. Folks squad being pushed back, Kuhwagen falling back, Sturm Pioneer moving in. Got Riflemen heavily depleted, got the lieutenant moving up this roll there. Rifle squad managed not to drop a single model there, they're alone health. And the Sturm Pioneer should have a good chance of basically cleaning that up. Got a lieutenant nearby there with a Thompson, of course, more rifles. Sturm Pioneer charging force, of course, I've prioritized the wounded rifle squad here with the Sturm Pioneers, and there you go, 2 slow to retreat there. Might lose the Sturm Pioneers, but then it doesn't happen. Of course, the lieutenant quick switch of the Sturm Pioneers have engaged here by the fuel point. I mean, just look at it. All those just died over the southern fuel point. There's so many dead, so many bodies. In the end, I come on top there. But really just bloody stuff here. Bloody stuff. 7 kills on that Stuart Pioneer squad. 2 on the other. That one. So that pretty much been doing most of the work here. Troops been forcing. Heading northwards here. As Iroha, of course, taking advantage of my southern focus to hit north. Though, of course, he's still losing his own fuel points. There are limits to how much he gains up. We got the ambulance there. Very good pick there. We'll obviously fast. We got the mechanized platoon command post there. I'm going to go for medics. Now follow up with a flak half-track because I'm already, of course, starting to see how Iroha is playing, which is, of course, bunching up the riflemen and sort of charging in large numbers, in which case I'm going to go for the flak half-track to counter that. Plus, in case of the Stuart light tank, then that the flak half-track can also be somewhat helpful there. Though we'll, just in case down the road, go for some Panzerschrecks to assist in that department. Are the medics ready there? Kuban north to go as well. Up north here, moving head. Note, by the way, both being cooked with the assault packages, increasing their firepower again versus the Americans. Obviously, less great at long ranges with a good set of maneuvering, so you can sort of try and get the forces close enough anyway, so it doesn't matter, and just cut down the riflemen. So there you go, big push here by Iroha. Kuban rushing southward, Stuart Pioneers following up, other squad reinforcing healing. Kuban there, of course, needs to be a bit cautious here, it would be a shame to lose it. Very close to 52 already. Stuart Pioneers from the north, of course, again, with all the troops concentrated here. I had hoped to maybe be a bit faster than him, but that's obviously not going to pan out at all, so I'm just going to basically disengage from the south, focusing on the other parts of the map, and try and bait him into a more, well, winnable position for me anyways. Kuban then taking heavy damage again, obviously a big target there. Flak after away to the 251-17. Stuart Pioneer moving about. Need to, of course, fix that while they're getting reinforced. Northern point re-secured. Got the Stuart light tank on the way there for Iroha. And see Americana, now the 3rd Armored Division. Yet to use the doctrine, so the fuel point almost re-secured. Kuban fixed up. Flak half-track roughly halfway done. Grab the northern point here. Bit of quiet. Stuart Pioneer moving up. Still a sound upgrade there for me, though again it should be happening relatively soon. Stuart light tank halfway done there. Though my current battle plan is just to try and, not get myself caught into any points of engagements of attrition that don't really benefit me. It's all about, just hitting hard as efficiently as possible, do as much damage while minimizing it. So, just running at him all the time is not really what I'm looking for. I'm just looking to set up good engagements. Of course, right here, I'm trying to just keep them running. Maybe bait them into sort of running after my troops and just ambush them with his assault weapons at closer ranges. Got the Panzerschreck ready there. Got the flak half-tag out. Stuart light tank is done. Rifleman turning about here. Grab the northern point there. Rifleman lieutenant advancing here. Just hiding out there. Kuban Stuart Pioneer with the Panzerschreck right. Got the flak half-tag going in here. Fulton's being caught here with the Stuart light tank. Trying to hit it with a Pantherfast. But obviously, that did not quite pan out. Stuart Pioneer got stuck the heads up there to fuck it hit with the Rifleman. Flak half-tag moving up. Going to take advantage of the spotting here to hammer the Americana. Got the Rifleman up from the south here. Kuban, of course, planning a bit of further spotting and fire support. Stuart Pioneer up the flank. Rifleman there, Lieutenant taking heavy damage. Quick turning onto the Rifleman there with the Veterans 1 bonus there. Of course, since the good damage, then giving the flak half-track. Stuart charging and going for the flak half-track. They get too close to the Pantherfaust and the Panzerschrecks. There we go, a bit of delay before they actually begin firing it, but there you go. Stuart light tank heavily damaged from both the flak half-track and the Panzerschrecks and the Pantherfaust, meaning basically one more hit from a Panzerschreck and the Stuart light tank should be down. Reason to with the mines through in case I've been laying down mines, haven't had time for that. And there you go, Stuart down here. Quick, brutal engagement. Iroha could not break the iron will of the fatherland here. Instead suffered some rather extensive casualties. Back here, troops reinforcing. Stuart Pioneer is also getting ready for the next move. Kuban ground the center here. Close 53 already. 50 cal there. Didn't even manage to get into the fight before everything just fell apart there. A well-handled flak half-track can be potent, in particular if well supported. With more firepower. So back here, nothing further going on there. Going for an MD-34, then you're going to tag up for the Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier. Prepare for Panzers and Obersoldaten. Fix up the flak half-track here. Stuart Pioneer Squadron 2 going for flamethrowers. I'm not really expecting mines since the average American player does not use mines. So, might as well not bother with it. Even if it could help with the repairs, just having more firepower ready, again, considering how Iroha is playing, will usually pay off more. Second MD-4, just providing more suppressive weapon fire besides the flak half-track, and it's still a big target, who's to go down. Pushed a bit too far to the flak half-track with that infantry screen, that was a bit of a mistake there by me. Of course, may want to hit northwards again there to strike me behind my back. Stuart up the flamethrowers, of course, dealing with some armies. Stuart squad with the Panzer carrying up the flank here, staying close to the flank half track. Kuban now went down. Didn't handle that one too well there. Threw it away. Bit of a bad move there by me. MD34 opening up in the Americans on that side. Catching a bit of a suppressive blanket there. They can't easily move about. Hitting the carve point as well. But there you go. 5th card moving in. Lots of moving there. Go Rifle Squad taking damage. Sturm Pioneers, flak half track, flamethrower, and everything. Just hammering out the rifle there. Almost getting them, but in the end, not quite enough. We've got the flak half track veterans 1-2 kills. Sturm Pioneer Squad needs to retreat. Second Sword Light Tank. And this I did not expect. In fact, I should have been mining to actually carry up against this. Possibly have been challenged. It's just, you really don't see American players go for second Sword Light Tank. So it's going for second T-70, sure, but second Sword Light Tank? Yeah. So that one completely caught me off guard. I probably should have expected it. Cost me my flak after that. Of course, there is the other side of this, which of course is, that means he's just spent a lot of fuel on 2 light tanks, meaning me, who's actually ahead here in terms of tech, with the Schwer Punter course going up, which will be, you know, further authorized. Even I have to have a problem with soon to have the Panzer to help deal with that. I'm going to be able to get out of Panzer IV pretty safely against this. And he's not going to be able to follow up with any armor anytime soon, so... Well, it does put me in a bit of a perilous position right now, as long as I don't, you know, get completely flipped over in one go. I should be in an overall good position. But still, the Stuart is going to be a right pain in the posterior. Troops saying south, it's again overall all about maneuvering here, trying to avoid any just engagements that don't really benefit me if possible. Troops are healing and forcing. 5th got carrying the centre. Ground the north point of the Eastern, got the Sturmpioneer moving up there with their Panzer 6 hitting the field there. Forces for some reason, despite being ordered to stand on the point, decide not to. That can be a bit annoying. The Hamster, you can see there, they keep just wanting to like just go away from side to pop not further there. That's a bit annoying. Maybe we should just lay down some sandbags along here to get that forced. Another 5th card there for Iroha to of course help deal with my infantry. Probably noticing again, I do play my infantry very aggressively and swiftly. Smoke grenade down here, so having more 5th cards to deal with that. Northeast Pioneer, that's the 5th card, the Lieutenant. Troops moving in here, more assault troops. We'll probably flank around here. Since the wall here does provide a bit of an element, we can't easily see all of my forces moving, depending on how, if he's focused on the Sturm Pioneers here, that does mean there's probably a bit open. They're still moving one squad again. There's the 5th caliber, so if just, you know, not up too easily, I'm going to regret that very fast. Lieutenant pushed back, follows with the riflemen up close. Sturm moving from the south here to quickly and rapidly support. 5th caliber there, catching the Sturm Pioneer with a flamethrower, but there go grenade off, almost right from the rifle squad there, close one. Looks like they do go away. Stuart though, almost allowed me to wipe them. Oh, actually do get a wipe. Plus the Panfast and the light tank, damaged engine again. Less than half those jump out pushing out there. Other squad moving forwards there. Heavy damage there. Stuart light tank. Oh, lucky one there. Rocket missed it. Lucky for Iroha. Very lucky. Still on the son of Doxon. Flipping up. They're trying to Panzerfaust it. Sturm Pioneers. Oh, can they get another Panzer? They do this time. It hits. We've still got the 5th caliber force charging ahead here. Probably shouldn't be doing this. The 2 line help. They got the 5th caliber there at point blank range. And yeah, that's a wipe. Bad move there by me. Got too bullish, too aggressive, too reckless. The bloodthirst has set in, and I threw away the folks going to do this. But still, considering I also got a rifle wipe, that's not too bad, and Stu's going to be up for some time. Also, I got opposite on. I'm getting them light machine guns, so that should help compensate somewhat. Still some time before I can get out another Panzerkampfwagen 4. More rifle there for Iroha and the 3rd Armored Division. Healing repairs going on here. More BARs being added. Got plenty of munitions floating about. This is definitely to get more of those down. Overall, more weapons down. Hitting the southern fuel point again with the MD-34. Forces advancing on the center victory point. And there you go. Got the Orbiter Darden with the LMG-34. And a 3rd 5th caliber instead of the rifle squad. Interesting move there by Iroha. Sturm passing southwards there. I can't have to deal with the Stuart, also any potential other armor. Again, I'm not far off from a Panzer IV, so perhaps not as necessary, but I'd rather not take any chances there. 363 versus 463. Iroha has a definitely in the victory points department over me. There you go, 5th caliber from the south. Aggressive push there, a bit more sort of wider push there by Iroha. North here, got the Stuart back up with 5th caliber from north, so I need to retreat them soon. I'm still trying to grab that victory point. Get pinned down. Didn't quite pan out. Sturm again northwards. Gonna flank up behind the 5th caliber and the Stuart light tank. Always consider your possible maneuver ability. A lot of people just like to run ahead of the opponent, but you know, usually we can get hit them from behind. That's usually even better since again they consider the machine guns what I'm expecting. You can also catch a Stuart light tank off guard like this. Aiming for a wipe here in the 5th caliber if possible. And almost got it. There we go. Got troops moving from the south here. Stuart Light tank ultimate top, taking him down for the Kedner. Folks again, Panther fast off. Sturmpanzer with the Panzershake. Will this be the end of the Stuart Light tank? And no, Panzershake misses. Got another 50 moving up here, preventing from grabbing the machine gun there. Possibly could try a smoke grenade, but they're still being suppressed, and there's a lot of other firepower going on there. Almost got the Stuart there, but not quite. Troops moving from the south. That's going to retreat here. Sadly, I did not get my hands on the 50 cavalry. At least 14 for Iroha. I did not get my hands on it. Center there still neutral. We got 356 with 463. Need to retreat here though. Folks trying to get by some extra time for the Sturmpanzer to get out there for the retreating themselves. Panther 4 almost down there for the German army. Back here, troops just standing about. Not much going on there. Iroha floating a lot of resources. No tech yet. May want to consider the captain to bring up some anti-tanks. That goes to the major. Wondering what they could be planning here though. All the troops heading out there. Panther 4, good to go. Pinwheel machine gun out there to the mighty Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung Jod. Here, troops in enforcing. South been claimed up here by Iroha and the 3rd Armoured. Panzer air strikes in the north here. MD-34 orbital moving to back up the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Great hit in the rifle squad. Almost wipes the entire unit. Down to just one man. Good chance of landing a white here. 5th Cavalry retreats all across the front here. Also, by the way, failed to salvage this Stuart Light tank for any resources, and I think some of the cool bargain here. 2 aside for me. Thumbs down to me on that department. Not big, but still, 10 fuel is something that can make a difference in certain cases. So really, you know, you should be just habitually doing stuff like that. Major, and he's also going for the captain, so he knows he's not going to get any armor some soon, but he still wants it ready for something. Plus, it's just an extra unit to help grab stuff from the field. The captain, of course, employ infantry, but also likely provides from anti-tank guns, which is what he wants to deal with that Panzer 4. Panzer 4 falling back there, ground the northern point. MD-34 repositioning. Big push in the south with the Sturmpioneer and the Volksgrenadiers. Got 13 there, and we got 3 there. Veterans on both squads, though. Flamethrowers in particular really just add some serious DPS to the Sturmpioneers, meaning if they get a flamethrower, they veterans are fast. Of course, the Panzershake in sense also helps, though obviously only if they connect engaged vehicles with it. Heading for the southern field there. Again, maneuver. Aggressive maneuver is the key here. 5th Cavalry there, Stuart moving in here. Going to move in the Panther to flush out the machine gun. We've got a big push here by Iroha with infantry. Bazookas and more. Anti-tank following up as well for Iroha and the Americans. Concede to try to lay down Mighty with the big push coming in. Now pretty much have to put a hold to that plan. Stuart there. Standing up. The Panther 4's going to have to force retreat. Their Sturmpioneers forcing off as well. They're just being pinned down. Quick hit there. Pushing the south did not quite pan up. Up north though, Major round here with the Orbis on MD-34. Almost wiped out in fact. Sturmpioneer taking heavy damage. Fulton's trying to flank, but that's not quite panning out there. And tank number 1 almost done there for Iroha and the Americans. Still no sign of a doctor here from Iroha, but if we're going to be seeing 2 anti-tank guns, that's certainly good possibilities. It's going to be simply the Pershing. And then trying stalling out for the Pershing. Panzer 4 falling back. Northern point that we seized by the Obersoldaten. Back here, troops enforcing. Very, very close to that T-Fleet, but of course a bit far away from that yet. And there you go. And 1 anti-tank gun out there for Iroha and the Americans. They still have the British 6-pounder gun design. In fact, it's a straight up copy of it because they were kind of roughly at that point of the war lacking an anti-tank gun, sort of rifle that caliber, and so they just asked the British if they could make it, and they could. So, little fun fact there. Fix up the Panther 4. Otherwise, heavily dug in here with plenty of machine guns there for Iroha and the Americans, the 3rd Armoured, still not another doctrine. Sturmpioneer hard at work there fixing up the Panther 4. Folks are sitting out there with MP40s. I'm summing up for another Panther 4. They could consider another Orbiton squad meanwhile. I could also go for artillery in from the light infantry gun. That could also be helpful here versus Iroha. Quick grenade. Force them out of the car, make need for the Panther 4 to shoot them, but beyond that, not much going on. Sturmpioneers moving up. Going to try and go for a slightly deeper maneuver here. At the same time, also from the north, but encountering a large chunk of American infantry and support weapons. Bungling also on the riflemen. Doesn't actually kill him, but does some damage. Sturmpioneers a bit forgotten there by me. Panther 4 falling back as I realise this assault is not going to pan off. So of course, rather than commit to it and waste troops and time, I just split off and move elsewhere. Got double 5th Cubs on the south of the Stuart Light tank. Sturmpioneers are going to go for deep flank. I know 1 is there, though I actually don't know the second one is there. I also would have been taking more precautions by sending more troops, or maybe an active stuff in a normal blitz to give them more speed to bypass both 50 calibers there. I'll wait 2nd Panzer on the way there. And a signature tank there, certainly increasing the chance that Iroha is in fact planning for heavy cavalry. They could still go on for it sooner. Range could be quite effective, of course, using the captain, of course, to help sort of make up some of the infantry losses is certainly not a bad idea either. There's still kind of short on infantry there. Second orbital alert squad ready, adding the light machine guns. Of course, it still cuts to the mining. And there you go, tank from the south here. Quickly turn around the 1/5 can move position now. And of course, again, this completely catches me off guard since usually don't stuff down 2 machine guns like that, but Iroha, of course, clearly does. So the assault here completely falls apart. Booby trap there, Fox standing about here. Second anti-tank there ready for Iroha and the 3rd Armoured. Panther 4 number 2 halfway done, Panther 4 hanging back there. Trying to come up with a new battle plan here and with a new line of attack. Otherwise, I'm basically just waiting for the 2nd Panther 4 to arrive, in which case I'll leave a small token force to defend the north here against any immediate attacks while they're setting up for another attack on the south. This time though with the orbital line the Panther 4. And at the same time the Sturm pilots were taking the same path as before to the hit. Major up north to mine, almost gets wiped out. And there goes 2nd Panther 4 arriving here. At the same time, looks like Iroha's going to be ready to attack the north, lining up the anti-tank guns, then starting to move up troops as well. So we're going to be seeing a lot of engagement here very shortly. Lots of maneuvering so far this battle. One of the features of Nexus, and while I know some players don't like it, I do personally like it because again it's not just a map made out of choke points, it's a map that sort of rewards a player for being sharp on their feet when it comes to moving about on a battlefield. I kind of like it, Irishman, I notice there again, all of a sudden Panther 4 setting up here. Sturm is going for deep flank. Again, I'm kind of expecting one machine to be pointing down there. Not expecting both tanks to not be pointing on that. Apparently he's not expecting to go for again. I think he can just turn around again in time. I'll wait, Iroha attack northwards as all this is going on, slowly. Bring up his support weapons. He wants to get this properly done. Now starting the south with the Panther 4. And the Sturm Pioneer also joining in as well. Of course, just a lot of firepower here. 50 cavalry there wiped out on and gets away. At the same time, Iroha is slowly moving northwards. But still apparently not quite with the much speed. Probably disrupted by the fact that attacked hard south. Sturm Pioneer ground the Panther Strike. Also moving in. Panther 4 being repositioned. They'd be wanting to get ready here to counterattack into her south, which is of course another possibility now from this. And of course, now with the south cleared up, Iroha's south flank is now wide open. We now could actually counterattack into his attack as I hold up the line here. Popping into the outpost around to increase damage and then to further make the assault punishing here for Iroha. Panther 4 moving up. Slowly moving the south force here, but I'm still way too slow there to get stuff going. Perhaps not quite realizing the scale of Iroha's northern assault, but there you go. Panther 4 moving, also moving in. Other stuff you'll soon get moving in here. Bazooka fire and the Panzerkampfwagen 4, 5 kills on it so far. Machine gun just continues to murder away there. Closing in at T3. Panther 4 damage engine. 2nd Panther from the south. Getting hit them in the tank. Both shots bouncing up. Panther 4 heavily damaged. Up here, troops going to be murdered away by the MG42. 34, not MG42. Panther 4 almost down. Assault from the south continues. Opposite 50 cal and the Sturm pilots moving in. Other Panther 4 taking a slightly different path to what the 50 cal does. Still a light tank here, exposed. Though not quite in the range for the Sturm Pioneers to take out with the Panther extent. Focusing the orbital on the anti-tank guns. And there you go. As he's trying to deal with the orbital and the Sturm Pioneers get the Stuart. Panther 4 following up here. Fluid and bloody engagement here on Nexus. As Iroha's assault is completely thrown into chaos with a counterattack from the south. Anti-tanks are close being wiped out here. Panther 4 orbital moving in, backed up with the 5th cavalry and more orbital Darden. A full rout here for Iroha. The assault in the end did grab the northern point, but at high cost. Stood down, anti-tank gun cleared out there. And of course lost the southern fuel, and of course hand over 5th cavalry to me. 5th cavalry moving for the south here, grabbing the points here. Panther 4 trying to destroy the anti-tank gun, but Iroha swiftly repossesses it to American command and begins armor firing over there with armor-piercing rounds. Falling back with the Panther 4 here, since the other one's likely going to be nearby, in which case my Panther 4 can very quickly get knocked out. As the M1 anti-tank guns have a very high rate of fire compared to other ones. Going for a 3rd truck here for mechanized rating to help repairs. Also potentially set up for King Tiger if it becomes necessary. Back here, troops reinforcing Iroha, striking southwards again there for America, freedom and democracy. Still not sound doctrine, but obviously at this point we know it's going to be heavy cavalry. I mean, there's no two ways around that one. Panther 4 being hauled back for repairs there. Both rather dinged up. Some of the people being reclaimed. Got the Sturm pilots nearby to try and flank. Very close to Veteran 3 there. There you go. That means I got now 2 Veteran 3 Sturm Pioneer squads. Big push for the south here for Iroha, trying to reclaim the field for freedom and democracy. American arms being fixed, set up. All of a sudden they're good to go once more. Quite a sizable information as well. 5 infantry squads, which is usually called the maximum number of infantry you want. You can push for 6, but at that point it gets quite risky. Well, the 5 is sort of allows you to play aggressively, but also defensively. It just gives you a good amount of force for good forceful attacks as well. So in that regard, it's kind of like number of infantry I prefer personally. Kenner's not really managed to do that much, though has done some bits. There we go, need to have the repair pioneers there. And tanks moving southwards, others holding up. They're obviously expecting to attack in again. There we go. At the 25-minute mark, Iroha calls in the M26 Pershing heavy tank. I'm calling in the rocket salute strike, hoping that Iroha is not paying attention and just killing it with the rockets. As it turns out, Iroha was paying attention. They do manage to wipe elsewhere. Still, the Pershing is going to be a problem there for me. With 2 Panzers, of course, also got the Kenneff and the Panzerschreck, so if I can sort of flank it, I might have a chance. Of course, the bigger problem is Iroha's obviously very intent on keeping it safe from tanks as well, and making it harder for my tank to kill it, so it's going to keep around 2 anti-tank guns. Which requires some proper attacks to pull off. Still much would be caught here, forcing retreat. Obviously, they're ready on the flank to do some cheeky stuff. But it's going to be a bit cautious here because, you know, a good attack could easily win me the game, but a wrong mistake here, if I pull up the wrong kind of attack, could easily cost me the game. As a converter, we'll need to get back into the match team with the King Tiger. While the Pershing is only a problem, the biggest issue, the issue is just as big, is actually the 2 anti-tank guns, since they can quickly tear through a lot of armor with their their armor-piercing discarding saber rounds. So there you go, flank for the south. The opposite in part actually just bait. I think basically just there to sort of try and bait the Pershing into position here, and then attack with the Panzer force from the rear angle with infantry sort of flowing in from different angles. I actually could consider an open blitz here to further support the infantry to sort of keep up with the tanks and just rush down the anti-tank guns. Actually should have gone for that there. Obviously that takes a nasty hit for the Pershing, almost wiped out. Obviously the baiting ability here didn't quite pan out. Timing was a bit off, still. Also cost me the opposite squad, but they go in for me, hitting the Kenneff for there. Hoping they could sort of buy some attention there from the Pershing, giving more Panzer force more time to react here. Looks like he's not quite realising it. Tanks up, Pershing numbering also going to tank in there. Great hit from Kenneff on it. Panzer force managed to get behind there. The Pershing just in time to hit the tree armor, where again they had the upper hand. Since the rear armor was weak, also full squad match Panzer fires due to the Panzer force blocking their path. The anti-tankers can't keep pace with the Panzer force. One is in fact blitzing, which increases its rate of fire. Of course, increasing DPS. And there you go, Pershing down. Huge blow. They actually got combined arms just too late then. I don't think it applies to anti-tank guns. So, Pershing anti-tankers there, both cleared out. In fact, the 3 main threats there, or the 2 main threats, they effectively just got knocked out. The Pershing and the anti-tank guns. Without those, Iroha's chances suddenly went down spectacularly. I mean, Iroha's not out of the fight, but without those, well, it's more manageable because, again, my armor's a lot safer. I'm going to go for the King Tiger here because might as well just try and deliver a sizable jackboot to deliver a finishing blow there. Sounding the anti-tank for fuel, but also just to deny them to Iroha, so they can't get them back. So it's something a mistake I see some players make is just allow the opponent to get back anti-tank guns, which is always a bad idea if you're the Germans. You do not want them to get back their anti-tank guns, ever. Anti-tank following up there for Iroha. And America, 3rd Armored Division, there is in a bit of a tighter spot now here. Reasons advancing the far the Panzer IV, that's 2 they gained. We got 290 versus 323, so Iroha, of course, still has some element of things working out, but in other ways, I'm certainly looking at a stronger upper hand. Also lost the 5th cavalry up north, which was grabbed back by Iroha. Troops sitting out there for freedom and democracy. Back here, troops reinforcing. Also got fresh orbitals loading out. Panzer IV, they took a slightly weird path, supposed to like take the path here, but for some reason decided not to, just blitz and hope it doesn't get destroyed. Back here, troops reinforcing healing, got the 5th car heading north to the northern field. Of course, we got an MU-54 on their own, defending the northern field point from any American interdiction. Panzer IV being hauled back for repairs there. King Tiger getting ever closer there for Deutschland, and there you go. Eventually, 354 with ease routes the 5th cover there. We got 288 versus 323. Iroha still has the victory point lead there. Bit of quiet here, force-wise. Bit of a lead there to me as well. 68 versus 55. Probably should consider Jackson tanks or Sherman to back up the troops rather than trying to go for another Pershing. And more infantry could still be. In fact, there's a lot of munitions. Definitely been one of the other sides of it has, in fact, not laying down mines. Would have been able to punish me for not going for a mine sweeper because, again, I didn't expect them to go for mines, and of course he didn't. So, I mean, a great way to punish me, of course, would go to mines. But yeah, throwing a lot of munitions there, definitely a mistake there by Iroha. Rangers with Toms could be something maybe also a bit helpful there versus me with a good flank. Double 50 calibers there, just relying on raw firepower. King Tiger's very close there, got the fuel, just need the manpower. Falling a bit back here, Panther up from northern push here. Iroha wants more folks in the centre, which of course also means I have a lot of paths to attack Iroha. It's also a bit the danger just attacking through the centre there. If you're not careful. There we go, Koenigsegg got the Tiger 2. Panther then front and take need to fall back here. Broad sweep here, attack from both sides, catching our half guard in the centre. Fifth color turn of the orbital guard, and of course that means the attack from the west is open. King Tiger setting out there, Pinmark machine being added. Orbital squad there routed. 284 versus 314. Panther striking these here as the 5th caliber. And the King Tiger set to attack here as well. I think at this point Iroha might be hearing the King Tiger soon and start to realise they might be in trouble. Because with just an anti-tank and a pair of bazookas, stopping a King Tiger is going to be very difficult. This is where you really need 2 anti-tank guns. At least. And a bunch of mines. Panther dealing with the rear stuns. I honestly just went for the King Tiger because I was like the fight was going to drag out, so the King Tiger just writes this psychological hit there as well on its own because some players really take the King Tiger more seriously than they should. And particularly like you're not really got a strong anti-tank force, which currently is, the King Tiger can be a lot more fertile than otherwise. And there you go, pushing through here. And there you go, with that Iroha just surrenders, the King Tiger's in their move, and Iroha's got no way of really seriously stopping it. So there you go, GG, game over. A fight here on Nexus, highlighting the power of maneuver, good, organized attacks with flanking elements and just infantry and work together. You'd see typically just places charging the tanks with the infantry, they're rarely together, but really just moving it, bringing the tanks and infantry work together can really just give you some quite strong attacks. And of course maneuvering in from both sides, Ultra Boost provides that. So I hope you did enjoy this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is ImperialDane. Cheers, thank you for watching. You all leave one floor, and hope you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.